Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is KPZ, you're here on the home of the Slightly Above Average Ship Review. Got a match for you today in early access, the Johan de Witt. We're on Greece, it is a domination match, and we are top tier. In this early access cruiser, it's going to remind you a lot of the ship right above me in the team listing. The 7 provinces. The main difference is that, the main difference that's immediately noticeable, how about that, is that the 7 provinces gets 3 plane drops and you only get 2 in Johan de Witt. Consumables, got a shorter range sonar, some heels, some DFAA, and we are moving out with the armor piercing fully loaded here. In my experience, these cruisers are equally adept at dealing HE and AP damage. I probably have a video somewhere, long range, like 10-kilometer AP citadels on an aircraft carrier. Not necessarily in this ship, but I'm just saying I've had good luck with the armor piercing. So, especially the lower tier ships, which don't have any other way of doing damage other than guns. They're okay. I really would have liked torpedoes, but that being said, all right, Picardy out there, we're shooting the armor piercing. Hopefully I aimed at his superstructure. It looks like I may have. All right, we take some return fire there from Sovietsky Soyuz. Thank God for Russian dispersion. Still shooting armor piercing. And one thing I've noticed, these ships take a really long time to stop. They also take a really long time getting back up to speed. So I do not recommend doing what I did here, which is come to a screeching halt and then try to speed up, because you're terrible at that in this ship. That being said, I don't think it's worth using the propulsion mod. We're going to airdrop on Soyuz, who's getting damaged by a lot of people. He did me some damage right there. And airdrop, look at that damage, man. It is not playing around. And we set him on fire. We're going to go for a second drop. It says out of range. I don't know if that's true, but we're going to deal with that. So your airdrop, even with only 1 fire, can do a little bit of damage here. We set another fire, and I think he's going to damage con here in a minute. Maybe he's not. All right, so we'll shoot one more time. But yeah, you got to really take your time with these airstrikes, line them up, make sure you're getting a good hit there. And Soyuz limited damage cons. He can't afford to be set on fire too much. So prioritize your targets with these airdrops if you have the choice. All right, looks like he's going to keep moving out here from the island. We're still shooting. And, I'm just getting lucky. No one is shooting back. The Soyuz was the only person to shoot at me, and he's just not shooting back. All right, there's an airdrop again on Soyuz. He's bleeding out, as you can see. In fact, he may be dead before this airdrop goes off. And he turned and dodged it all. You can see in the overhead view there. So we'll shoot our regular HE at him. He's got bigger problems than me. We set him on fire. We don't get the kill. He ate some torps. All right, Picardy, Jean Bart. Out there, we're turning our guns toward Jean Bart, who's given us a pretty good profile. More HE on the way. And some pretty good hits there. He's hurting. It is going to be a long time before my airstrike reloads. And right as we shoot, he gets killed. Last ship left over here is Picardy. And again, I've just been very fortunate. Outside of the Soyuz, nobody has really shot at me. And now that we've got the advantage over on this side of the map, if I play my cards right, I can have a relatively damage-free existence. All right, about to airdrop Picardy after we shoot and landscape. Trying to project where he's going, and he gets evapped. So we've taken this side of the map. The Alpha Cap is ours. Going to move to Bravo and transverse the map when we go through here. While that happens, let me read to you from wiki.wargaming.net. Johan de Witt is an alternative project to the one for the cruiser back in 1939. It preserved the armament comprising 9 240mm guns and offered appropriate armor and speed, but presupposed greater displacement. Thanks to her high speed, if not starting and stopping, such cruiser could avoid engaging her enemies if she so wished, while also being able to stand up against several Japanese battle cruisers due to her enhanced armament and armor. However, that project was never implemented either. Further work was focused on designing a heavy cruiser carrying 283mm main guns. That's the legendary tier ship. I'm going to butcher the name. Johan de Witt, maybe? So yeah. Pros and cons. Let me check the match here. We're just shooting at Duncan, maybe. Pros and cons. Pros, allegedly large gun caliber for a cruiser at this tier with 240mm. Good AP, heavily armored midsection, icebreaker bow. Second most powerful airstrike, only beaten by Gauden Liu. Powerful AA with DFAA. Improved repair party, good concealment. The cons, short main battery range, poor rate of fire, subpar accuracy. HE damage is low. Increased fire and flood duration, same as a battleship. This is on PC anyway. Airstrikes have a long cooldown, poor rudder shift. All right. We're shooting at the Graf Zeppelin. We're shooting armor piercing. He gets killed. Duncan's still out there. We are still shooting armor piercing. And another Johan de Witt. Not a great angle. We'll shoot at him with armor piercing anyway. I would say the Duncan is my secondary target among these ships. Although he's given us a lot of broadside, folks. 1-2, turn and get the third turret off. And doesn't do a lot. Maybe I aim too low. Looks like he's in the midst of a super heal. Shooting front turrets again. Rear turret. I think I've reloaded. Yeah, I may have boned that up. Probably should have been shooting HE. All right, enemy Johan de Witt will turn and get all 3 turrets on target. He drops spot. Duncan eats some torpedoes. HE out on the Duncan. And we can't set him on fire, but we will do an airdrop. And there are deep water torpedoes headed our way. Oh, I wish I had shell switched. More HE. My airstrike totally misses. And we get another helping hand medal. All right, there's the other Johan de Witt. He healed a little bit. HE out. Am I switching to armor piercing? Yes. A little bit late, but I did. We did some okay damage there. Set him on fire. Oh, we set the Vanguard on fire with our secondaries. More AP towards Johan de Witt. And we're going to try to airstrike the Vanguard. And we're going to ignore Vanguard. More AP on Johan de Witt. He dodged my airstrike. We finally get a kill. All right, Vanguard. I don't think his turrets are aimed towards me. AP into the superstructure, not too shabby. And now we can hit the brakes. Oh, we took a lot of damage, but we did get our 5th assisted kill and the helping hand medal, and we stayed alive, likely, Not in that encounter, maybe, but likely due to our armor scheme. All right, back to wiki.wows. Let's look at some shell characteristics. Max dispersion 182 meters. HE shell velocity 900 meters per second, 207 kilos per shell. AP shell velocity is exactly the same, 900 meters per second, 207 kilos per shell. So if you like the 7 provinces, you like Johan de Witt, pleasantly surprised with the punching power of the guns of these Dutch cruisers, although a little less surprised at the lower tiers where they don't have airstrike. It's kind of a situationally dependent. I'm really bamboozled at why they didn't put Friesland into the Dutch tree. It's a Dutch ship. And people are like, people may have leveled up commanders. Great, then just move that bald-headed guy over too. Nothing says you can't do that. Anyway, I wouldn't recommend the base commander in this Dutch line for anything other than tier 1 or tier 2, just because here we are shelling Lushun with our HE. And we set him on fire, get a captive defended flag. And you're going to have to do a little bit of everything in these ships. I don't think they can carry unless you get a lot of luck burning people down when they aren't paying attention to you. That being said, I think the consumables are useful, especially in this meta with the DFAA, which when active should put you over 100 for your AA rating. Heals and a detection consumable are always good. The armor scheme, I think, is better than you might think it is. There's a solo base cap, and we're just going to blindly fire because I'm going behind an island. I'm saving up my consumables for the calendar commander. My personal belief is the calendar commander is going to be the way to go on these cruisers with the airstrike, and not the commander that's available right now. Just one man's opinion. I would love to hear your opinion about that in the comments. What am I doing? He's not anywhere near there. There he is. All right, airstrike out on Lushun. We are going to throw some more HE shells his way, and we are still headed to flip the last cap because I am a very persistent person. All right, looks like he's going to eat some torps. This may not come down to this HE salvo. He's turning. We did get a hit, amazingly enough. But now he's dropped spot. And I'm maneuvering to try to get the best shot out while still flipping and staying in this cap. But as you can see, we've amassed a pretty good amount of medals here. Ribbons, pardon me. And I think these torps are going to do him in right there. Maybe. All right, maybe not. I lied. I don't know what else to say. Oh, yeah, the ship in the picture for the title card is the actual Johan de Witt. Unlike the figment of someone's imagination, it was actually built. So that's what I put up. There's our second solo base cap. You got pretty good concealment in this ship, so even though we couldn't get that last kill in there, still ended up with a pretty good match. All right, here we are on the victory screen. Helping Hand medals, 75,993 total damage. 88 main battery hits, 13 bomb strikes. Shot down a couple airplanes. 1 kill, 6 fires, 4 cap defended flags, a couple solo base caps, and 5 assisted kills. We ended up with 276,930 silver, 5,900 ship XP, 6,300 commander XP in the Johan de Witt. With Carol Dorman, who I don't recommend long term. There we are at the top of the board. 1 medal, 1 kill, 2566 base XP. Officially a GG by my measuring metric, if I do say so myself. And right behind us, 7 provinces. Look at that. So when used properly, these ships can be effective out there in the battle space. All right, brief message from Wargaming. here we are in the port taking a look at the upgrades. Early access, aiming system mod 1, steering gears mod 2, concealment system mod 1, and AA guns mod 3. If I had the money for it, I would have gotten... oh, I do have the money for it. Well, I should have used gunfire control mod 2. I had AA in stock, so that's what I used. But going forward, I would switch to gunfire control mod 2. Just me. All right, fully upgraded ship. We got all the upgrades there for the hull. All right, loadout. You got HE, AP, and aerial HE. For consumables, you've got damage control party, 5 cam sonar for ships, 2 charges, 3.5 for torps, 2 charges of DFAA, and 3 charges of a repair party. We're running the rare battle booster for cooldown time in those consumables. We got the standard permanent camouflage and the 2-year strong flag. Survivability, 45,900 hit points and a 19% torpedo damage reduction with our build. Your planes are the Fokker TV, 2,100 hit points each, 10 planes per attack unit. The max bomb damage, 6,100. They drop 6 bombs, and the fire setting chance is 37%. Yeah. So that's great and everything. Hello. Let's move on to the artillery, please. Oh, my God. All right. 3 triple 240 millimeter turrets, 16.9 kilometer firing range. I think goes up to 17.4 with that gunfire control system. 13.2 second reload, 30-second turn time. HE shells, 3,400 max damage, 22% fire chance. AP shells 6,100 max damage. Do have 6 twin 120 secondaries, 5.2 kilometer firing range, 3-second reload, 1,700 HE shell max damage with a 9% fire chance. Moving on to the AA. You don't need the... I think without this, it drops to 93%. Maybe I'm going to demonstrate that in this video. Your secondaries are dual purpose and do count as AA. Your best AA, the 1936 40 millimeter Bofors. Maneuverability, 33.1 knots in the water, 740 meter turning circle, 9.5 second rudder shift time. Concealment, 9.8 on the surface, 6.5 from the air, 7.7 when firing from smoke. And I'm going to demonstrate right now. We'll take it off. It's going to go down to a rating of 93. And we're going to add the gunfire control system. So our range goes up to 17.7, pardon me, and our AA defense drops to 93. So that is definitely how I would recommend the ship going forward. All right, we're going to look at the armor. Oh, we're going to look at the stats. 10 matches, we're batting 500 with a 36% main battery accuracy. The last match you watched was our best match, which is why you're seeing it. An abysmal 0.2 kill death ratio, averaging 48k damage per match in this ship. Not a cruiser player, just saying. All right, can we look at the armor viewer, please, Jeeves? Please. Did my video stop recording? All right, there it is. All right, armor profile of Johan de Witt. I heard talk that this was a turtleback or an improved turtleback. I'm not well-read enough to proclaim that. You do have a really nice armor belt up here in the front, because at least you have one. It is 40 millimeters. The rest of your bow is 25. The side plane goes way up the side of your ship, and beneath that is another armor belt going up to 225. So hopefully this acts as spaced armor, and that doesn't look too shabby whatsoever. Turrets and barbettes. These are essentially German, maybe like shiny horse turrets slapped on the top of this thing. in appearance anyway, not in caliber. That other stuff catches on fire. All right, sure shot, I guess. Big guns, I guess. Airstrike, yes. Carol Dorman, same build as before. Base trait, stop at any cost, just increases damage and shell grouping against cruisers and destroyers. Mid-belly for reload, because that's off for range. Going forward, I would also change my row 1 skill away from Burn It Down XXL to Ingenious. Row 2, Look at Me Now. Row 3, Sponge. Row 4, the unique skill Iqval On, Vol Me. Probably destroyed that too. This is like the Furious effect from Fallout. Basically increases subsequent damage to the same ship. And Air Support, legendary skill there. Yeah. That's how I would set up the commander. Aside from that one change of row 1. Anyway, that's Johan de Witt. Like, comment, subscribe to it down below. Hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you next week, everyone. Have a good one.